Good.
So, Anthony, you were new to the LSI's School for Rigor project. Tell us about things that really impacted you, and you started to show us something.
Yeah, I mean, I was showing David that I have my Bible here. One side is it's what you wrote on the whiteboard. That's on one side of my Bible. The other side is the taxonomy, which is just kind of, for me, being able to frame the work that we're doing. I mean, I was impacted by so many different things. I mean, it's hard to put into words. In 2.5 months, really, I became an instructional leader. And I think for 10 years, I'd worked as an operational leader, and I'd really worked to build systems that work for kids and staff, but I didn't really understand, the most important system, which was how learning happened, and being able to coach and guide and have the tools to make that happen. The efficacy for me just went way up, because I'm like, man, now I know the field we're playing on, and this is what we're working toward. And, and I think for me, it just answered a lot of questions. And so I look back at when we were in that room, and I'm thinking, you guys have known this. And here I am working through. I mean, you were watching us as leaders work through this process, and that's what you guys do. But and I'm glad that you guys met with me that day, apart from Kristen. Not that I don't think Kristen's awesome, but it really left me kind of in a position to answer the questions as the building leader, and I'm there, boots on the ground all the time. And so, that was a really, I think that was one of the big shifts in my thinking, was when we met, just you and I and Jamie, helped me to really frame, as a leader in this team, how do I position my team to really have the most impact on kids and learning, with the least amount of effort. And not that it's not work, but getting our staff to where they're not doing all the work. The cognitive lift on the part of the students has to go up, and that's where we need to do the heavy lifting. And we're working for them. We're doing the work for them, and that's when you see my Hope shirt. But that's what Hope's about, is helping kids to grow. But we got to back off of when it comes to the learning process, we got to help them to do the work. So I don't know, David. It's encouraging to share it with you, man, because I haven't talked to you since we were in that meeting. But Jamie was a rock star, and our goal board was clear. I'm in a project management class now, so I'm learning all about the Scrum project management techniques, so versus traditional project management. And so it's really interesting to be in the class now and see those components that were in place with the sprints, the daily stand-up meetings, all those things. And my professor said, I'm the second student in 10 years that have used the Scrum process, and he's been teaching it for 10 years. I go to CCU, Colorado Christian University, but yeah, so he's like, man, I said, yeah, I'm not going back to the traditional project management. Like, if you try to get me to pick up that load again, it's not happening.
Well,